All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Now, joining halfway, or not halfway, but race in progress here at Watkins Glen. Had an issue with our first race, so with the glitch, we want to make sure it worked, and it has. Everyone has made a pit stop. Scott Dixon leads the field. Joseph Newgarden hit first, and now he is second. And there's Lyndike, who started on pole. And we start going a little further back here. It's real interesting because a lot of our leaders are now towards the back of the field. They stayed out late and got buried deep in traffic now, like Colton Herta. So got Mario Andretti back here. He was really having trouble at the end of the run. It looks like Newgarden's on pit lane. Right now, Colton Herta looking to get by Jacques Villeneuve. Of 90. A lot of passing going on. Different strategies. Rain potentially on the horizon. A lot for these drivers to consider. Excuse me. Herta now up to 10th as a few more drivers have hit pit lane that stopped early. But the gap really growing for Scott Dixon. He has a 6-second lead over Ari Lyndike, 9 seconds over Gilles de Ferrin, who's in third. And then it's a 20-second gap back to 10th with Colton Herta and Jacques Villeneuve. Alexander Rossi and Unser Jr. battling course 7. Both hit on the same lap. Both these drivers still very much in contention for the championship. Oh, and I do want to mention Nigel Mansell out of the race, and it appears Sebastian Bourdais has had an incident as well. That is 2 of the top 5, I believe, in points. Yeah, 3rd and 4th. Wade Moore currently far back in the field as his pit stop really put him back. He's in 14th. Probably the closest battle we have right now in the top 10. Al Jr. just trying to hold off Rossi. See Villeneuve really gaining on these two. Through the S's. Rossi closely on Al Jr. Got a few passing opportunities throughout this track, so it does provide plenty of racing. Let's go back here a bit. Got Pato Ward tailing this group with AJ Foyt. Foyt due for a stop soon. And his teammate Kenny Brack. Will Power here in 16th, trying to get by Mendes, who is a few laps down. I think he was the one that got in the incident with Nigel Mansell earlier. With Mears now starting to pull the gap and track down points leader Greg Moore. He's in 14th. Colton Herta looking to get it to 10. Get by Hunter Ray, who's definitely holding these cars up. Another run for Rossi. He has to back out. Around the carousel. This battle for 7th right now. The strategy's playing out. Villeneuve is really closed up now on these two and might be able to make the pass himself in the next few laps. Even Hunter Ray. So Al Jr. really bleeding time right now. Being very defensive with his line. And interesting enough, Hunter Ray is pulling away from Herta. Hunter Ray down pit lane. Closing the gap. Down the back straight. Moving to the bus side. Gaps are holding pretty still. Herta now. Clean Air's Hunter Ray pit. Allowing him to pull away from Mario Andretti. Andretti doesn't seem to be good at run. 6.6 second lead right now for Scott Dixon over Ari Lindite, your pole sitter. Al Jr. struggling on these soft tires. So they are getting towards the end of their run as well. Colton Herta has about 4 lap pressure tires behind him. Nose to tail. Just can't make the pass up through the S's. All right, now Unser Jr. able to block that off each time. On board with Rossi. Taking the outside. Can't get there. Gonna try the outside here. The heel of the boot. It's a good passing opportunity, and he's there, but Jr. again making his car very wide. It's the closest that Rossi's been. And you're thinking maybe pit early if you can't get around. Try the undercut. Keeping their cars out, everyone in the top 10. Don't see anyone on hard tires right now. Rossi looks very close here through the first portion of the S's. See if he can get a run off the back straight. Not enough. Gonna stay in line. Herta, he's now part of this battle. Andretti not too far back either. See this happening. Cars just able to defend and cause huge stack-ups, and they'll find themselves deep in traffic when the time comes. If you're Nigel Jr., you just can't let them by. One car, that's one thing, but 5 cars have way too much. And he's been able to hold off Rossi for all 13 laps of this run. Dixon in pit lane. Oh, Al Jr. pit. Rossi now clean air. He's in 6th. Tracy. We got Weldon and DeFerrin now battling for 2nd. Now Weldon looking for a way by. Very quick. Almost gets to the outside. Continue as Lyondike passing the line, puts lap 26 in the books. Getting reports that there is actually debris in the bus stop. Didn't catch it there, but yellow flag will be coming out here on lap 27. Lyondike leading. Scott Dixon just pit from the lead and is in 10th. Gilles DeFerrin still in 2nd. They'll catch up to the pace car. And let's take a look at if we have anybody a lap down currently who might get that wave around. That'd be Emerson Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi that had contact with Nigel Mansell on that first lap. I'll have to go back and look, but right at the top of the S's and into the guardrail down the backstretch. Pace cars out. Everyone closing back up now. Should be in line for when we get back to pit lane. One-third of the way through this race. Tony Stewart. He's ready. Thought I saw Tony Stewart here. My eyes are deceiving me. An interesting top three. Lyondike, DeFerrin, and Dan Weldon here at Watkins Glen. Lyondike won at Daytona with the double points. DeFerrin won at Motegi. Dan Weldon, I'm not sure he has a career win. Dan Weldon still searching for his first career win. Bobby Rahal currently on pit lane. Maybe that's where the debris came from? Must be. Get the way around for Emerson Fittipaldi. The only car one lap down. We should be able to go green this next time by. Dan Weldon down pit lane. Only one of the leaders. I think he's making the right call too. Leading the field will go back green this time by, unless Emerson Fittipaldi somehow doesn't catch up, but it looks like he has plenty of time. Helio Castroneves still out on track in 38, 8 laps down. Two championship contenders out early. Mansell and Bourdais. And a race that they definitely could have taken advantage of regarding Greg Moore. See, Greg Moore currently might be around 20th, I'm thinking. Back in the field. Still waiting to see his name pop up. I must have just missed it. Oh, he's in 6th. he is trying to prevent Herta from gaining more points because Herta is actually second in the championship, third on track. Both drivers on the same strategy. Dario Franchitti has already fulfilled both tire requirements, and he's there in 5th. Only driver to do so in the top 10. To go back, green flag racing. Pace car pulling off. .61 laps to go here at the line. Lyondike takes the green, and we're away.
Green flag.
See how everyone does into turn 1. Clean so far. Up the hill. Maybe a little contact with Hunter Ray and Al Jr. Colton Herta in 3rd. Everyone's still clean on track. A little slip up there for a few drivers. Cold tires, catching up. Scott Dixon back here. Scott Dixon went off. So he's in quite a few spots. Now back to 15th. And off track again. 17th. Puts him back to 18. Now Vassar looking for a way by, and he gets there. Wow. Terrible for Scott Dixon. Led the whole first stanza of this race. Not what he wanted. Gilles de Ferran just set the fastest lap of the race, 126.364. Seems like everyone's tires coming up to temperature. Kenny Brack, he has done both sets of tires. Where did Frank Healy go? Must have pit. We got a couple cars pit there. Lyondike and must be Frank Healy. Everybody coming in. Kanan stays out. Top 10, let's see, pit at once. 3 wide almost coming into turn 1. It's white on the rumble strip. Franchitti trying to stay with Lyondike, but he's pulling away. And we'll see where these guys merge out. With those that just stopped. 60 laps now, 59 to go. Everybody making their way off pit lane. Lyondike not gonna get there. He's gonna hold off Herta, but de Ferran gets out in front. until their stop. And Kanan, Newgarden, and Hornish Jr. ready to go any lap. Quite packed at front of the field, the top 20 even. Two Chip Ganassi cars, that's Vassar, last week's winner, and then Alex Zanardi, this year's champion. Garden must be coming in this time. Might be able to make her one more lap, but we'll see how these cars fit. Al Jr.'s still out. He's on a pretty good cycle. He's still got another 8 laps, 7 laps. Hunter Ray and AJ Foyt doing well. Al Jr. and Dixon on the same strategy. Remember, Dixon was leading by about 20 seconds over Al Jr. at one point. Caution changed everything. Dixon trying to find his way back to the front. Dixon has below his teammate. So Ganassi Racing doing very well. Now Junior to the inside of Foyt. I think he's got a good run. He's got some fresher tires, but can't quite get there and thinks better of it. Doesn't want to lose a spot to Dixon. Now Newgarden, he's down pit lane. As well. Oh, look at that. Lots of speed through the middle. Just be 1 second. Al Jr. there almost had a shot at the lead. Saw he was right alongside the home for about 3 or 4 corners. Five laps remain. Al Jr., AJ Foyt, Alex Palou, and Scott Dixon round out the top 5. And Ryan Hunter-Reay won't be back next year, so looking to go out on a high note. See if he can get a win in the final few races of his career here in the IndyCar Legends Racing Series. Now through the bus stop. Keep an eye and watch everyone come through here. Top 15 still on track, 16th on back, all have stopped. Hunter-Reay likely due in this lap. Palou almost guaranteed. Looking to lead some laps at Watkins Glen. He's just waiting for that first stop. AJ Foyt, he takes the dive. I think Palou, yep, he's there as well. Third place now, Scott Dixon. See what kind of laps he can put together now with some clean air. The carousel. Hunter-Reay looking very comfortable out front. Not under much pressure. But Al Jr. too, biding his time, knowing Hunter-Reay will be stopping momentarily. Likely this lap. And then that will put Jacques Villeneuve up to 3rd on the same strategy as Al Jr. and Scott Dixon. Look at that. Sato also coming down. So top 5 now, Al Jr., Scott Dixon, Jacques Villeneuve, Alexander Rossi, and Scott McLaughlin. As now the top 9 still remain on track. There's Lion Dyke. Kind of fair. Colton Herta trying to get by Lion Dyke. The Farron on the hard compound right now. Here, Greg Moore looking to get by Franchitti. That's a big spot for him. Greg Moore can maybe make a move. He's not close enough under braking. And leaders are still out on track, top 8. Can't get there for Herta. How about Greg Moore? Nope. Then Gilles de Ferran, quickest lap of the race right now. And still putting in good times on those hard compound tires. Pulling away from Leyendyk. Here's Mario Andretti and Joseph Newgarden on some pretty fresh tires. Cody Gray has gone to his second set of hards. Maybe a bit more speed. 78. By Leyendyk. Four-second lead now for Unser Jr. Defense, Herta drives low. Gives Leyendyk the outside, but not enough. Nice driving by Herta up into the top 10. Track down de Ferran, who is his main competition right now. Leyendyk as well, but Herta has a bit more pace at this point. Greg Moore looking to get by Franchitti still. They're closing up on Leyendyk. Got some good grip there under braking. You can see maybe testing things out for a move later. And more pit stops now. Al Jr. Out front. In 13th with fresh tires. Hornish Jr. And in front of Hunter Ray. It's all about where you blend out here on these in and out laps. Oh, Hornish got a huge run. Will it be enough? Nope, he's going to maybe lose a spot now to Vassar. Hornish goes deep. Trying to keep the spot. Hunter Ray trying to follow. Yeah, Hunter Ray. Looks like he might get by on the outside of Vassar. And he gets the spot. Al Jr. 13th. Scott Gray Moore up in 7th, up ahead. 10-lap pressure tires. Huge advantage right now. So here's Herta, 7 seconds back of Gilles de Ferran. Bobby Rahal still the pit. Tires really working well for that. Penske is 0-2 out front. There's your points leader, Greg Moore. Just in front of Mario Andretti. Newgarden also had a great run. He's just behind these two. Almost halfway. It's been an interesting race so far. Strategy started early, and it has just continued with every passing lap. Al Jr. looking for a way by Greg Ray there. Rahal on pit lane. Cycles de Ferran back to the lead. And he's got an 8-second lead right now. That last lap was a 129.1, Herta at 129.7. Yeah, de Ferran is 6/10 faster than anyone else in the top 10. I wonder if maybe Greg Ray could be doing more. Wasn't stuck here behind so much traffic. And defending Al Jr. Laredo, he's getting a spot. Closing up a bit on Alonso. They're going to go to the outside. No, Greg Ray just going to go into a slight defensive line. Greg Moore might be losing a bit of time on Frank Cutie. About 4/10 that lap. See if Mario makes a push to get by. It's to the outside. Couldn't make the pass, but he was there. Newgarden backs out. And Greg Moore's got to be careful here. Really picking up the pace. For a way by Lyondike. This could be a big pass. Because I think Franchitti might have a bit more speed than Herta. Oh, both to pit lane. Lyondike and Franchitti, same time. De Ferran continues. That was a 128.3 the last time. It's over a second quicker than Colton Herta. This guy's fine. clean air. It's these hard tires are way faster. Let's see if DeFerrin comes in this lap, and does he stick with the hard tire? 10-second lead right now. Here he comes, pit lane. Dan Weldon, not sure what happened, but he's back in 37th now. Was a lap down there. Colton Herta, he's pitting. Ray Moore, Mario, Newgarden, he's got plenty of laps left. Says, I'll stay out. And bow for second, Greg Ray and Montoya. Greg Ray's gonna get it. Up to second now. And on that hard tire. Jr. in fourth. Closing all around the track here. Top 5 nose to tail. And the rest of the top 10 far behind. And Greg Ray has more pace in those harder tires. Especially at the end of the run, it seems that they really pick up less fuel. Greg Ray staying to the outside. Might set himself up for a really good opportunity into the bus stop. He's got a decent amount of distance. Don't want to be too close. Not close enough. Great battle here between the top 5. Obviously, will change momentarily when these cars decide to pit. Al Jr. and Hunter Ray have a ways to go before they stop again. They are currently 4th and 6th. Greg Ray's getting closer and closer to making a move here. I think it might be his lap to pit. Could work out for him. Unser Jr. I think I saw Zanardi. So now Montoya trying to keep Al Jr. at bay. It's a 1-second gap between Al Unser and Hunter Ray. No more cars between the two. Looking comfortable in second. distance between himself and Hunter Reyes. Hunter Reyes having to hold off AJ Foyt. Here come Newgarden and Montoya. Let's find out real quick where DeFerrin is. So DeFerrin will be the de facto leader once everybody stops. So let's take a look. He's on the hard tires again. Worked out well. Fittipaldi's pitting. Here's Herta and Lyondike. Herta's on the hard tire. And here's Franchitti and Graham into the S's. Side by side. Franchitti's gonna hold them off. So it appears Graham comes back. He's got the position. No one's gonna go. Franchitti takes it. Graham thinking big picture. Championship. Newgarden gets out in front of Montoya and now trying to hold off Greg Ray. Cannot do it. Greg Ray on the hard tire again. Closing up on Newgarden and likely make a pass here. Yeah. Look at that. Greg Ray by Newgarden. And looking at Will Power. Back at the front. There's Al Jr. Trying to hold off AJ Foyt, but Foyt gets by. Nice for the lead. AJ Foyt, new leader. Hard tire at the end of the run. He's getting the best out of it right now. Pelot, same thing. He's going to make a move in Seen it through the field. What does everybody do? A lot of cars still on the soft tires. I think they'll change on the next stop. .2-second lead now for Foyt. It was his fastest lap of the race, a 128.3 to Al Jr.'s 130.9. Almost 2 seconds quicker. It's even faster than what DeFerrin was doing. Check in with Gilles DeFerrin. Sees in some pretty heavy traffic with Buddy Lazier ahead. That is for position on different strategies, but let's see what happens here. Side by side, almost contact with Lazier and Bobby Rahal. It's going to give DeFerrin room to get by. Battle Lyondike and Herta continues. I see Herta pull away next 4 laps or so. It seems like lap 10 is where the difference really comes in. But an 8-second lead right now. DeFerrin over Herta. When this does cycle through. Got a few more cars, I believe, on pit lane. Yeah, AJ Foyt, Danny Sullivan, Alex Below, even Ryan Hunter-Ray. It's been up at the front for much of this race. There's Herta and Landike. Second and third, Franchitti decided to go with the soft tires again. Thought he might go back to the hard for being successful with it earlier. Gaps are closing though. Greg Moore, he's about a second and a half quicker than the two in front of him. That's your points leader in the 99. Stay on board with him for a minute. It's got about a 1 second lead over Dario Franchitti. AJ Foyt just got out of the pits, 2 spots behind. Let's do a lap here with Greg Moore though. Masato, he's on pit lane. Alright, Herta went 2/10 quicker that lap. That's the crossover. It looks 7-8 laps. The bus stop. Tires really getting used in that corner. A huge headwind. Franchitti dropping back just a bit. AJ Foyt with fresh tires to see what he can do, if he can maybe start putting some pressure on Franchitti. Another 3/10. AJ Foyt quicker than Franchitti. Feel really getting spread out now at this point in the race. This race brought to you by Team Watson Racing Setups and Dizzy V Designs. Sure to check that out for your setup needs. And we need any paints done. Greg Moore looking to crack the top 10. And he's still a second and a half off Landike. Probably wants to get there before Foyt gets to him. Just waiting for Al Jr., Scott Dixon to pit. So they are 30 seconds up here. Make a big difference. They might be able to get out in front of Herta. The time by DeFerrin ran a 128.8. Herta 129.1. on their hard tires. And 5 seconds back at the moment. This is the point of the race where you start kind of counting backwards, figuring out when you want to make that last stop. Remaining, 34 at the line. I'm seeing very close here. Yeah, Al Jr. and Scott Dixon, they're on pit lane. There goes DeFerrin. Colton Herta. Lyondike. So it looks like Al Jr. is going to blend out in about 8th or 9th. In front of Will Power. AJ Foyt, 4-second gap, or 2-second gap on Al Jr. since that stop, and now Will Power with warmer tires gets by, and Al Jr.'s got to worry about Alex Palou in this next corner. I think he's going to get him. Ray as well. Al Jr. went real deep. Here's Franchitti now up in 5th. He's looking for a way by Greg Moore. Top 5 all on the same strategy. At least lap-wise, the tires do vary. Greg Moore and Ari Lyondike still have to use the hard tires. Same with Will Power and Joseph Newgarden. And Al Jr. So quite a few cars still holding on to those at the end of the race. Franchitti got there to the outside. You don't see it often on the S's. And clear of Greg Moore. Wow. That's a big pass. On the points leader. Drop him back to 5th and to the grasp of AJ Foyt, who is definitely very quick. Colton Herta carving just a bit into Gilles DeFerrin's lead. It's now down to 4.5. Was at 5. Continues in 3rd. It's got a good gap in front and behind. And 129.5 that last time. A little slower than Franchitti, but quicker than Greg Moore. So a little in between right now. Herta 3/10 quicker that last lap than the leader Gilles DeFerrin. AJ Foyt currently leading the strategy with the fresher tires right now. He has 6 laps on his tires. Then you have Newgarden with 9 laps, so he's a little even worse off. But then Al Jr. and Scott Dixon are trying to close up as Al Jr.'s gotten by Will Power. Should be able to make up some ground pretty quick. We got 30 to go next time by. Not much time left in this one. About a second quicker that time by for Al Jr., just under. He's going to be with this group momentarily. So far, still just Nigel Mansell and Sebastian Bourdais out of the race. Both of those drivers, excuse me, in the top 5 of points. So huge blow to their title hopes. And Bourdais, in fact, was the odds-on favorite to win here today. Greg Moore now in 5th. After he pits, just depends on where things end up. He could be as far back as the mid-20s. Just depends on timing of when these pit stops occur and the checker flag. But you gotta be thinking about it already. 30 laps to go, and here comes Franchitti and Leyendijk. Top 2 remain on track with those harder tires. AJ Foyt really putting the pressure on him. Going the outside. He's going to get there. And around Greg Moore. What a move. What a shot there. Newgarden now next to get by Moore. But AJ Foyt now going to focus on purple laps and see if he can bring down the gap between himself and second place. Greg Ray still in 10th place. Hasn't been able to move up much. Oh, and as I say, that gets by Alex Palou. See Al Jr. in the background, closing up a bit. Greg Moore on pit lane. So are the leaders, DeFerrin and Herta. Big moment in this race. We're checking on Colton Herta here as there goes Greg Moore. Here comes Colton Herta. He's behind DeFerrin. By how much? We'll wait and see. A lot of cars going by. It's a big gap. Wow. DeFerrin. What a pit stop for the Penske team. Back to the front. Greg Ray with some clean air. And now you got Dixon, 1.5 seconds back of Al Jr. He's trying to close up on AJ Foyt with the harder compound tires. 129.5. AJ Foyt a 128.6. Dixon is closing the gap behind, and Greg Ray as well is about 8/10 quicker. So keep an eye on this driver. 50 car, he's got a lot of pace. Just needed some clean track. He's put only 2 seconds between himself and Polo in about 2 laps. DeFerrin in 17th, Herta 21st. And Herta has 4 seconds over Lyondike. It appears Dixon maybe another 10th quicker this lap. Greg Ray down pit lane. Yep, just about a 10th exactly that time by. There's Newgarden. Likely pitting this time. Trying to keep close with AJ Foyt. Tow him around the best he can. Getting some extra speed out of it, that's for sure. Great racing here at Watkins Glen. Weather has been holding off. Let's take a quick look. Not to jinx it, but if we have any rain in the forecast, I don't believe so. And Newgarden, he comes to pit lane. So does Polo in the background, you see. So 4.3 seconds the gap to AJ Foyt, who's putting in some really good lap times. Might be able to match Gilles DeFerrin when he comes out of the pits. It's going to be close. Maybe Colton Herta. I think definitely Ari Lyondike though. Something we haven't talked about much. Alexander Rossi, been a little quiet, but he's currently 3rd on the fresher tire strategy. Trying to hang on to any hopes he might have of a championship. Just in front of Jacques Villeneuve and Ryan Hunter-Reay. Hunter-Reay has had a great race, especially for the way things have gone in the Indycar Legends Racing Series. Just hasn't had the luck that he was hoping for. And as mentioned earlier, we'll be stepping away from the series next season. Trying to trim down the roster a bit. And allow Polo to then drive the DHL car. That time by AJ Foyt, 128.6. That's a second faster than 3rd place. So losing a ton of time on these soft tires. Danny Sullivan, he's coming through the field on the hard tire. Got by McLaughlin. Not far behind. Here's Gilles de Ferran. 5.5 second lead on Colton Herta. Only 25 laps remain. Pits. Where does it line up with Gilles de Ferran? Because this is basically the lead when everything settles. But we don't know until we get to the end. Someone could run out on the last lap. We've seen it plenty of times here. Or even pit with 2 to go. We've seen people pit with 1 to go. De Ferran continuing to close the gap on the cars in front of him, hoping that they pit before he catches. And it looks like they will. Just doesn't want to be held up. 6 seconds now between Foyt and Unser Jr. So much of the time comes through the bus stop. And the S's. What the hell? Hinchcliffe maybe looking to get behind McLaughlin on the outside. Couldn't get there. McLaughlin's going to be out for a bit, so if you're De Ferran, you got to know this and make your way by quick. Hinchcliffe, he gets around, likely pitting this time by. De Ferran got the win earlier this season at Motegi on the oval. Looking for a win now on the road course here in the States. Watkins Glen. Be huge if he can do it. Foyt's on pit lane. Al Jr. now, he's still out. Top 5, all with 11 laps on their tires. And Colton Herta's been quicker, about a 10th each lap. 5.5 seconds back, not gonna cut it. De Ferran might be to McLaughlin's rear wing by the back straight of this next lap, so trying to plan accordingly. Comes on time up when we get to him. So 129.3 for De Ferran and 129.0 for Herta. Continues to come down just bit by bit. AJ Foyt, his pit is 8 seconds back of De Ferran. Tracy continues in 7th. He also has a few more laps on his tires. Great run for him though. Hoping to get a top 10 when it's said and done. 69 here. Has been a nice race so far. 1.5 seconds now between Al Jr. and Dixon. That gap is closing. And Joe Farron is within range now. There's a try here at the top of the S's. It's worked a few times. It is a risky pass, and kind of put yourself in danger being on the outside. Quick lap there. They're a little faster than Colton Herta. Be 20 to go at the line. And DeFerrin is using up a bit more of his front tires here behind McLaughlin, especially as close as he is. Their downforce just really works the fronts. You have that car in front. DeFerrin. Patient, but needs to make a move soon. McLaughlin sends it down into 1 on the inside line too. That time by 1 second quicker for Colton Herta. It's go time if you're DeFerrin. Gotta make this move. Wow, we had to check up entirely. Finished it off. Not alongside enough to even be blocking. So, another lap. I think top 5 are all pitting this lap, including Paul Tracy behind DeFerrin. Should be just about. Yeah, it looks like the top 2 there on pit lane. All the top 5 plus Paul Tracy. So that's 6 cars of the top 10 taking the run. It tires one more time. They may be able to make it all the way. I don't think so. I think they're just going to be a lap or 2 short, probably 2 laps short. And Herta was 1.3 quicker that lap. See AJ Foyt in the background. Gaps are closing. But now that DeFerrin has clean air, it may even out. But 10 laps on these tires. They can go maybe a little further than the soft tires. I think maybe a little further. Looks like Craig Moore up to 9th on the hard compound. Trying to get by Unser Jr., who lost a spot to Scott Dixon on pit lane. getting reports once more, maybe some debris over in the carousel this time. Getting that checked out. With 16 laps to, or 18 laps to go. Yeah, we are going to get a caution.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Huge moment in this race. First car a lap down, Helio Castroneves. He'll get a lap back. Resets, and basically you find out here who pits, because then I think from here you might be able to make it to the end. Who will this caution benefit the most? We'll find out here. Does everybody pit? Do some cars decide to stay out? Maybe chance it and go for another caution? I'm not sure what the play is. I don't think... You only stay out if you know you can make it to the end. So... Al Jr. was the closest, and I don't think he can do it. Scott Dixon, Al Jr. AJ Foyt might try to stay out just because he hasn't put many laps on his tires yet. First, second, and fourth, I think should certainly fit. Now, will they? We'll find out. I get a restart with about 15 laps to go, maybe 14. DeFerrin hoping to get a second win of the season. Colton Herta, he's hoping to claw back into the championship as Greg Moore is in 9th place. Colton Herta, his last win came at Suzuka on the short course for his only win of the year. And this would put him right back in that conversation. Craig Moore on the harder tires. Good call. Track temp at 72. So we'll do the wave around once we see if anybody decides to pit. Second caution today. Did have one incident earlier, which did lead to the debris caution. Nigel Mansell and Helio Castroneves. Not seeing anybody pitting. I think that's Dan Weldon. Is Dan Weldon going to win this race based on that call alone? Can he make it to the end from here? halfway run as we are still more than 10 laps to go. It is 9 laps down. Rough here for Elio. Just hasn't got the results he's been hoping for, especially after pretty good first 2 seasons here in ILRS. He's towards his championship lead time and time, but just didn't click this year. He did move to Penske, was with Meyer Shank in the years before, but he went to the Penske throwback team with Gilles de Ferran and Emerson Fittipaldi. So we'll get probably 1 to go at the line. Which will leave us with a 14-lap shootout to the finish, and everybody is going to pit, except maybe Dan Weldon. Dan Weldon, I'm serious, may have just won this race. Gilles de Ferran leads the field. Gonna get 15 to go. And 1 more lap of caution. Just hitting the 2-hour mark here in our race. AJ Foyt, as mentioned at Daytona, looking for his first career win in this series. Is this the day? He's got the freshest tires of the top 5, and he's on the hard tires, which are the preferred set. And I think de Ferran and Herta will likely pit that first lap around and give him plenty of clean air. Then, when does everyone else pit? And can Dan Weldon make it to the finish? Because look right here. You have cars going 16 laps. So I think it can be done. I think it will be done. And getting the green flag this time by 14 to go. Watkins Glen set the field for you. Gilles de Ferran, Colton Herta on 14-lap old tires, been the class of the field all day. AJ Foyt, he's been making his way through, likely going to inherit the lead here shortly. Arie Luyendyk started on pole, yet to use the hard compound, so he'll use it here in this final run. Once he hits pit lane, Joseph Newgarden should be able to stay out for a short bit before he has to come down. He's in 5th. Dario Franchitti, 6th place, made his way up through the field early on, but has not gone back to that hard tire. Scott Dixon and Unser Jr. also been at the front for much of the day on the softer compound tire, with only 4 laps on them. So they have plenty of laps left. And Greg Moore, your points leader, on the same strategy as these top two. Same for Will Power in 10th. So we've got 5 cars here in the top 10 that will be pitting, no, 6 cars that will be pitting almost instantaneously after this first lap. Pace car coming around, 2 more corners to go, and we'll get the green flag here. Clouds starting to get a little heavy. Still no rain on the radar. But you can see it's looking like it's not far off in the distance. Final corner, pace car's in, Gilles de Ferran. Field at his control, and green flag's out. Trying to get the spot here while we're on the restart and tires are cold. You can make a move, maybe into the toe of the boot. You might get a shot. Try to get the lead before pit stops. On board with Herta. Does he have enough? No. Aaron's quick. Battle out off that corner. Everyone's shooting down here. Wow. Side by side all through the field. A lot of different strategies. Looks like Blind Ice getting by AJ Foyt. Didn't see that coming. Pit stops coming now. As we mentioned, much of the front of the field. De Ferran and Herta are still out. Newgarden going to the inside on AJ Foyt. He's there, and he's through. Wow. A lot of cars making their way off pit lane. Scott Dixon, Al Jr., 5th and 6th. Fresh, soft tires. Both still need to use the hard tires. Then you see Greg Moore there in 8th. Ready to pit, probably this time by. Back up front. Oh, Rick Mears back to 35th. What happened? Maybe some damage for Rick Mears. Yet again, disaster strikes. Dario Franchitti, he's pretty far back. Lyondike. Wow. To wait and see. There's the pit stops for first and second. Scott Dixon still leads Al Jr. Not by much. AJ Foyt losing a bit of touch on Joseph Newgarden. And you got Greg Ray, Jimmy Vasser. Huge line of cars here. Rossi, he's sitting pretty good out of these 4. It's kind of been mired back since that last caution. Before that. So we go a little further back now. Here's Dan Weldon. This is the guy that we're all keeping an eye on that might be able to make it to the end. He is in fuel saving. Then you have Gilles DeFerrin, Colton Herta, and Greg Moore, nose to tail. Oh wow, Greg Moore's on the hard compound. That's huge for the championship too. Ryan, he's out in fourth. See if Newgarden pits. I don't think he did. Going up through the S's. And there goes Herta. Is he there? He is. Herta's to the outside of DeFerrin. Trying to clear. No, he can't into the final corner. Wow, that was close. Quite a moment. For the lead. Jimmy Vasser, he's coming out of pit lane. Right with the leaders. Wow. Some of these cars haven't seen really all day. Look at this. Herta. He's got the speed. He's alongside. Trying to make it. No, can't complete it again. Wow, 2 attempts and 2 laps for Herta. How much tire is he using trying to get this done? Paul Tracy and Pato O'Ward are out. Seems they may have had an incident. Newgarden likely on pit lane. No, he's still out. I don't know how. Here's Lindike. Got Vasser behind him. Vasser on fresh, soft tires, ready to pounce. Almost a pass there. Greg Ray? Right out here in front of the leaders. Wow, Greg Ray gonna be battling for the lead here. In the closing stages on Watkins Glen, 10 to go. What is the gap to Weldon? It's 17 seconds. Greg Ray is trying to get a top 5 here. Unbelievable. Next to probably pit will be AJ Foyt. Then you have Scott Dixon, Al Jr. I don't really know how many we have after that. A lot of cars on pit lane right now. Herta's lining up DeFerrin once more. I think Greg Ray's looking for the same. Yeah, he's really close. And a good shot at Ray or at Moore here into turn 1. They almost hit wheels, but Greg Ray gets by. Nice pass. Newgarden gets out first. He's on hard tires. Newgarden takes the lead. Unless Dan Weldon makes it to the end, Newgarden has just taken the lead of this race. closing on Newgarden, but not quick enough. We've probably got another 4 laps left in these soft tires. And I think he's already pulling away. 1.8 seconds. Does anybody have anything for him? See anyone on pit lane? I don't think so. So Newgarden continues. Look at Greg Ray. 127.6. Incredible pace out of that Menards 50. There for Herta, had to lift out so they could make it through the bus stop. Maybe should have waited. Back here we got Jimmy Vassar right on the rear wing of Greg Moore. Lyondike holding on for dear life as he's got Mario, Alex below, and Juan Montoya right behind him. Everywhere you go, nowhere to hide. What is the gap now? 14.5. AJ Foyt, Hunter Ray, pit lane. Here comes Newgarden. Getting by Hunter Ray and AJ Foyt. Or not. AJ Foyt's right there, side by side as they come out pit lane. Foyt, Newgarden, oh my God. What a battle here. 7 to go. Foyt and Newgarden, potentially for the win. Again, if Weldon can make it though. Oh, big lift for AJ Foyt. Lost a second and a half there through the carousel. 2 seconds. Now he's got DeFerrin closing quick. AJ Foyt's got to move. Newgarden setting the fastest laps right now of the top 5. Now it's coming back. AJ Foyt, big corners there, close the gap. Here comes those red tires. This is gonna be a big lap. Jimmy Vassar around the outside of Hunter Ray. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. Greg Moore. He's battling there. Got a few cars still yet to pit, and I don't believe they can make it to the finish. We have 6 laps to go. Yeah, they're going to be well short. Weldon is right on the number. I think he has enough. 15-second lead. He's on the hard tire too. The 128.7 the last time he was around. 128.5. Newgarden holding Foyt. You can tell now. 5 to go. What's it gonna be? Foyt looking for his first win in series history to the outside of Newgarden. He's there. Can he complete the pass through the S's? Up the hill we go. Newgarden holding tight. Foyt's still there. Newgarden trying to block him off. Foyt's got the momentum. Side by side into the bus stop, and Foyt takes it. Huge pass. Gets around Newgarden. 5 laps to go, and there is a 15-second gap between AJ Foyt and Dan Weldon, the potential winner of this race. That could have been a pass for the win or a pass for second. So have to wait and see. Greg Moore 13th at the moment. Let's get back to the front. All right, Rossi, Al Jr., McLaughlinson, Villeneuve. Here's Dan Weldon. Staying out on track. 4 laps to go. Taking a look. Dan Weldon yet to get a win in the Indycar Legends Racing Series. So this could be his first win. AJ Foyt could be his first win. So I think regardless, we're getting a first-time winner here today. Just will it be Weldon or Foyt? Foyt's pulling away from Newgarden. 7/10 now the gap. Just sticking with Weldon for the time being. Drop back, here's Foyt and Newgarden. You see Dixon, DeFerrin. Weldon out of the boot. Final 2 corners. With 3 to go. Continues on track. On board with Newgarden. 128.3 for Dan Weldon. I think he's actually built up a larger gap. 128.2 for Foyt, so pretty close. A little faster for AJ. Back up front. Keep an eye on this card. 77 of Weldon. Listen, for any sputters, he's got no one around him. In the boot. All by himself, actually. No one else in that part of the track. He was the only car to pit on the last caution. And we thought everybody would pit. Weldon, when he pit, was maybe 35th or so. So huge move, huge call. Now, will it pay off? 2 laps to go at the line. Still on track. 2 laps is all he needs. Get to the finish. Greg Moore has had something happen. He is now in 35th. Greg Moore may have had a crash. Oh my God. Their points leader was running around 10th place. Now 35th. And that will save the likes of Bourdais and Mansell, who are seemingly doomed. What a turn of events. And the final laps here, Rossi is up in 6th, Herta 7th, Unser Jr. 9th. They're going to gain a lot of points. the hill. 16 seconds back. Doesn't even need to push it anymore. He's definitely got enough fuel. This will only be 15. And we've seen that done already many times. One lap to go for the Lionheart. Dan Weldon here at Watkins Glen. Made the right call when it mattered most. The first car to pit last. The only car to pit when they needed to. I guess no one else thought they could make it. But Dan Weldon comes through the carousel. Still going. About nearly a second quicker than second place. Bit of a battle for second. And drop back to that once we get Dan Weldon across the finish line and get a checker flag shot. A battle raging on the other side of the track. Dan Weldon, 2 more corners. He'll be a first-time winner in the Indycar Legends Racing Series. 1 more to go. Checker flag in the air. Dan Weldon wins at Watkins Glen. What a win. Now the battle for second. AJ Foyt, Newgarden, Dixon. Looks like that's how they're going to end up. Second, third, and fourth. Foyt, Newgarden, Dixon. Here comes DeFerrin for 5th and Rossi 6th. Greg Ray 7th place. What a finish. Big battle off the final corner. 8th for Herta, 9th for Unser Jr, 10th for Hunter Ray. We have a car on its roof. Who is that? Mario Andretti flipping on the last lap. What on earth just happened? He was clear, he wasn't, comes back across, flips McLaughlin. So this may be even a penalty on Andretti. It is. Wow. A flip on the last corner. Here comes Greg Moore. Gonna finish, I think, let's see, 33rd. Wow. And here's your winner. Dan Weldon. What a win. And what a popular win in the series. First of his career. Going to go a long way for next season. AJ Foyt 2nd. Newgarden 3rd, Dixon 4th, and DeFerrin 5th. Just a great race. Let's go back and check out some of the highlights here. What a win. Mansell. You can put that on Mansell, he had plenty of room. With space, there's Rossi on lap 11 with Michael Andretti. Oh, gets hit by Greg Moore, it seems. Hinchcliffe. little contact from Takuma Sato. Oh, here we go. Bourdais. So that ended his day. Yep, that'll do it. Dixon, as he goes off track. Ooh, lucky that wasn't worse. Gains the front wing. Mario Andretti. Ooh, almost a big wreck with Greg Moore. On lap 50, it's Paul Tracy and Bobby Rahal. Oh, contact. And keep it going. Wow. Rick Mears. Gonna get a little contact from behind. No harm, no foul. Off 77, it's Alex Polo up in the marbles. Ooh, just like Dixon. Paul Tracy. Same lap. Oh, that's putting him out of the race. Hard hit for Tracy. Montoya. A lot of action on this restart. Zanardi and Montoya collide. Here's Zanardi again. Polo. Looks clean. And here's the wreck. Oh, oof. What a crash. You gotta see what happened to Greg Moore. No contact made, just a late stop. I'm not sure, not enough fuel, but didn't make it to the finish. So that is your finishing order. Dan Weldon, AJ Foyt, Newgarden, Scott Dixon, Gilles Defer in your top 5. Alexander Rossi, Greg Ray, Colton Herta, Unser Jr., and Hunter Ray, your top 10. Jimmy Vasser, Danny Sullivan, Alex Palou, Ari Leindyke, Jacques Villeneuve, Juan Montoya, Michael Andretti, Dario Franchitti, Will Power and Tony Stewart, your top 20. And we'll round out the rest of the field. That's Kenny Brack, Takuma Sato, Hornish Jr., Alex Zanardi, Rick Mears, Emerson Fittipaldi, Bobby Rahal, James Hinchcliffe, Tony Kanaan, Buddy Lazier, Robbie Gordon, Robert Wickens, Greg Moore, last car on the lead lap. Then you had Scott McLaughlin, Mario Andretti getting to that crash on the last lap, Elo Castro Neves, Pato O'Ward, Paul Tracy, Sebastian Bourdais, and Nigel Mansell. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Apologize we didn't get the start of the race for you, but just want to make sure it was a clean run. Maybe back later today, maybe tomorrow for Stock Car Championship Series at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So make sure to tune in for that. Till then, hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next time.